Thanks for joining me for today's Never Heard That show. My name is Andrew Muecke. We'll be focusing on the Australian band Underground Lovers and their track Holiday from the 1992 album release called Leaves Me Blind. The Underground Lovers are an indie rock electronic band. The founding mainstays are Glenn Benny on guitar and vocals and Vincent Giarrusso on vocals, guitar and keyboard. They formed the group initially as GBVG in 1988. By May 1990, the duo were renamed as Underground Lovers and joined by Richard Andrew on drums, Maurice Argiro on bass guitar and Philippa Nile on vocals, guitar and keyboards. Philippa Nile provides the vocals to the track that we'll be listening to today. The earlier songs were a lot more rock orientated. Having said that, you can hear all of what they were to become, melodic guitar and strong bass being a real hallmark that they have carried with them through their career. They released their first album in 1991. This was back in a time when the industry was quite different. One of their tracks called Ripe was released as a part of a compilation of indie Australian artists called Young Blood through the Rue Art label in 1992. This was a label put together by the manager of INXS called Chris Murphy. All of this helped them to lift the Best New Artists Award at the ARIA Music Awards of 1992. This all happened prior to the release of Leaves Me Blind, the band's second full-length album, which occurred later in 1992. Without question, the album is a more layered and experimental work than anything that they had done previously. It is with this album that they added the electronica sonic to their musical palette, even a little bit of what could be called dance-based electronica. This was really in sync with what was happening in the UK at the time, and not surprisingly they were picked up by a subsidiary of the legendary UK label 4AD for this album. 3 singles were released from the album and they were chosen as touring buddies for 1992 tours by The Cure and My Bloody Valentine. That's impressive stuff. In Australia, they were given strong support by the music station Triple J, and that continued throughout their career. It is fair to say that the version of the Underground Lovers that we're talking about here stopped after their 6th album called Cold Feeling, which was released in 1999. The band did get back together again and have released albums in 2013 and 2017 and continue to tour to appreciative audiences. I in fact saw the band perform as a part of the 2018 Adelaide Fringe, and it was great to be reminded of the many colourful and enjoyable songs that they have produced over the years. I did see them at their absolute best, and yes, that is just my opinion, but this was at the 1993 Livid Festival in Brisbane, where they put on a really strong performance in the afternoon in front of a huge crowd. I think they'd come off the back of all that touring, and with a strong album to promote, they were really confident. Today's track is melancholy but really pretty. I hope that you float along and enjoy. This is Holiday by the band Underground Lovers from their 1992 album Leaves Me Blind.